Hey guys, Skinny Pigs 1 here. Today I am going to do a video on everything that my guinea pigs eat and drink in a day. So starting here on the left is hay, the most important factor of their diet. Hay is 80% of a guinea pig's diet, must be available at all times. You can use what I recommend is orchard grass or timothy. Orchard grass is less dusty if you're allergic to hay. It can be a better choice for people. And it's not as coarse and crunchy, so you're not as likely to have a guinea pig get an eye poke. Of course, still could happen, but less likely. I do feed both. I put the timothy in once in a while just to give them a different variety. But of course, you can use oxbow, orchard grass like I do. You can use timothy, bluegrass, whatever you like. Just don't use alfalfa. It's more of a legume hay. It's not a long strand fibrous hay, and also it's too high in calcium. So even piggies that are under 6 months must have orchard grass or timothy as their hay source. This is great for fiber, so it keeps them pooping properly, keeps their stomach moving properly. And a huge thing about hay is this grinds down their back molars. Guinea pigs' teeth are always growing. They're open-rooted. You have to have hay for their teeth to grind down properly, or else you're going to have huge issues and your guinea pig's going to get overgrown teeth, need dental surgery, or they will die. That's pretty much how blunt that is. Hay has to be in their cage at all times. So this is what the guinea pigs have. They have an unlimited supply in their cage at all times. Everybody eats a load of hay around here. Now the next part of their diet, this is only 5% of their diet, is their pellets. Hay is 80%. So pellets really are a very small portion. So what you do feed them, you need to make it count. You need to make sure it's a healthy, plain, timothy-based pellets. Unless your pigs are under 6 months, they can have alfalfa-based. But we're talking 6 months and older. This is a 1/4 cup scoop. Each of my pigs gets 1/8 of a cup. So that's 1/8 of a cup in here. It's not very much. This is just like a multivitamin for them. Make sure they get all their nutrients, their minerals, their vitamins. And this is all they need. I know a lot of people that you can see on YouTube will have dishes just full of pellets. You're really doing your piggy a disservice. If they fill up on too many pellets, they're not eating enough hay, and we know this is so important for them. If they feed too many pellets, they could get obesity, which causes a lot of different health problems in pigs, or it can give them too much calcium, which can cause bladder stones. Back when I first had my piggies, they got 1/4 cup each, so double this amount. And looking back at them, they were all chubby, like overly chubby, and 2 of my pigs got bladder stones. So that is why I'm a stickler about 1/8 of a cup. My piggies are very healthy now, and that is all they get, is 1/8 of a cup. I use KM's Hayloft pellets, Timothy Choice. That's an online shop from the United States. It is expensive to ship to Canada, but for me it's worth it. I buy 50 pounds at a time, and it keeps nicely. And the big thing about these are, instead of having calcium carbonate or limestone, these have calcium iodate, which is much better because bladder stones are made of calcium carbonate. So I don't like that at all, which is in oxbows, which otherwise I would use oxbow cavi cuisine, but I'm steering clear of the calcium carbonate. So I highly recommend KM's Hayloft pellets, otherwise oxbow cavi cuisine or Living World Green Timothy pellets. Now next, this is something that I choose to include in their diet. As I said, 2 of my guinea pigs had bladder stones before. So every pig gets one of these hay tabs every single morning. For some of the pairs I split it. They'll get half each because they seem to lose interest after half a tablet, and I don't want to waste them. These are natural, pretty natural ingredients. This is for urinary support. So the natural ingredients in it just helps promote proper kidney function, bladder function. So this is the Oxbow Science line. And Barnaby, he's been bladder stone free for over 2 years, and he's had one of these every single day. Does it help? it can't hurt because he's been doing well. So that's something I personally use. So if anybody wanted to use those, like, I highly recommend it. You just follow the directions, no more than one a day, and you can always just do half a day because these are expensive. So moving next on to the vegetables, I feed a low calcium vegetable diet. Vegetables are about 15% of your guinea pig's diet. You want to make smart choices. You don't want to pick vegetables that are high in calcium or oxalates or too sugary. So what I enjoy is green leaf lettuce. Now some people have asked me what is green leaf lettuce. That's just what it's called in my grocery store, so I don't know if there's another name, but there's red leaf and green leaf. I picked the green leaf because it is higher in vitamin C. Guinea pigs have to have vitamin C in their diet daily because that's something they can't make on their own. It's also a low in calcium lettuce. I personally don't use romaine because I've had pigs get kind of crystally white powder in their urine, like calcium buildup from feeding the romaine. Now if you don't notice that in your pigs, romaine is fine, but if you notice that, I'd highly recommend switching your lettuce to red or green leaf. Now as I said, green leaf is higher in vitamin C than the red leaf, so that's why I pick it. Each pig gets 1 to 2 leaves a day. If it's a really large leaf, they just get 1. If they're like medium or small, they'll get 2. But that's more than enough lettuce. Lettuce has a high water content, so you don't want to overdo it because you don't want to make them have soft poops. Now next, everybody gets a green pepper piece. So out of this, they'd get about 1/4 or 1/8 slice of green pepper per pig. Now you can pick the red, the orange, the yellow. I usually just go with green because personally I like the taste of green better when I'm eating them, and also the pigs seem to as well. If I switch to the other colors, some of them won't eat it and leave it, so I stick with the green. It's high in vitamin C, it's not high in sugars, it's not high in calcium. This is like a staple. I think that everybody, if your pigs enjoy it, this is a great thing to feed. Next, everybody gets a grape or cherry tomato, just depends what I pick up. This is about the size a pig gets. If they're really big ones, I cut them in half. Now yes, these are classed as a fruit, but they're not a super sugary fruit because it's not like feeding a strawberry or raspberry or apple every day. These can have a bit of acid in them, so that's one reason that you don't feed too big of ones. And these have vitamin C in them, and it also has properties in it that work as, what do you call that when it helps you flush out your bladder? I can't think of off the top of my head. A diuretic? That's what I'm thinking of. So it just helps fluids flow through you, so that's why I do feed those, and all the pigs like them, and I like anything that has a bit of vitamin C. Now baby carrots. These can be high in sugar, so you don't feed them too big of ones or too many. This would be what one pig would get. If it's much bigger than this, I would definitely be cutting it in half, and they only get 1 a day. Some people's videos, I see them given like handfuls of carrots for just a couple pigs. Personally, I think that's way too much. There is some vitamin C in here, so it has some benefits. This to me is more classed as one of their treats. When my husband comes home, this is what the pigs know that they're getting. Now the other treat kind of vegetable I give is cucumber. They get about 1-inch slice of this, and this happens after evening tidy up of their cage. So once I sweep them up for the evening, stuff their hay full again, this is what they all know they're gonna get. Cucumber, again, I see this more as a treat vegetable. There's not too much value to it, but it's not bad for them. You just need to be careful you don't give too much, because like lettuce, this has a high water content, so you wouldn't want to cause them gas or runny poops, but everybody enjoys that. Now things that I'm not showing are fruits. I feed fruits maybe max once a week, and it could be a tiny slice of apple or 1 strawberry, 1 raspberry. So say I'd feed like a strawberry this size to everybody, or one raspberry this size, or an apple slice that would probably be the equivalent of this. When you're feeding fruits, you want to, again, feed them seldom, not too much, because really they're just sugar. So that can do some damage to guinea pigs if they're always getting way too much sugar, just like us humans. Now, the last thing is their water. Water is super important. It's something that I had never considered before until Barnaby and Rugby had their bladder stones. I was just using my tap water. And then when I went on my low calcium healthy diet kick, this was something that I started to do. I filter their water through the Brita. Number one, it makes water taste way better. I notice the difference drinking tap water versus this, and so do the pigs. I have filled up, for Calvin and Hobbs, they drink the most water. I filled up one bottle with the Brita, one of their bottles with tap water. They would not touch the bottle with the tap water. They just drank the Brita. So now everybody gets this. They've had it for years now. Also, the second thing about the Brita, it takes out some of the extra minerals. Calcium is a mineral found in drinking water. Some areas where you live, if you have hard water, that means that there's lots of extra minerals like calcium in there. And if your guinea pigs are drinking too much calcium, let alone the calcium they get in their diet, that's way too much. So this takes out some. It doesn't take it all out, but Barnaby, who has the bladder stone issues, when this starts, it flashes up here. It says when you need to change it. It flashes when it's good. So when it starts to say that I should change this soon, or it should be changed, like changing the filter, I will notice more calcium deposits in Barnaby's urine, whereas when it's a fresh filter, I don't notice any, or just like a teeny haze, which is very normal. So this really does work. So I highly recommend to everybody that you filter your pet's water. Even if it's just for cats or dogs, I think it's going to encourage them to drink more, because with the pigs, they certainly do. So I give this to Seymour as well. So that's really something I think a lot of people maybe don't think about, because I know that was something I didn't even consider about the water. You just fill up their fresh water, but really filtering their water is a great thing. So here's our overview. Hay all the time, pellets measured out, urinary tab 1 a day, 1 to 2 leaves a day, 1/8 or 1/4 of a pepper, 1 small baby carrot, 1 small tomato, 1-inch slice of cucumber, filtered water, and fruit maybe once a week, and in small quantities. The only other thing I could say is I do feed grass when it's available, so probably in another month I can get some fresh grass for them. But this is my diet. My pigs are healthy. They're all a healthy weight. Nobody's overweight, nobody's underweight, nobody's sick. Everybody has very, very good urine output. Nobody has crusty, gritty pee because of too much calcium. I trust this diet. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment below.